So one really exciting part of this mentorship is that mentees have the opportunity to have excerpts of their stories read by professional voice actors, which will be played on the Kaleidocast podcast, which is a podcast of the Brooklyn speculative fiction writers. So make sure you check out and subscribe to that podcast. But also tonight you're going to get a sneak peek of 2 of those pieces. So next up, I want to welcome up Eden Bishop. Come on down, Eden!
Hello, so as you already know, my name is Eden Bishop. I'm a former participant, fellow, and teaching fellow of the Octavia Project. So thanks to the help of the Constellations Project and my mentor, Liam Burke, I've been able to bring my short story, Hungry to life. The story is about a young woman named Sugar living in an apocalyptic version of New York. Taking place years in the future, an alien attack has racked the city to its core, leaving the Earth inhabitable. In an attempt to offset this tragedy, Sugar's alien friends, Vivian, Hikari, and Sorella, go out on missions to eradicate the less peaceful aliens, collect food, and gather supplies. But there is a much more dangerous threat that lurks beneath the friendship. One that will force Sugar to confront an old fear, only to uncover a new one. I'd also like to give a content warning for people with arachnophobia and for blood and injury. It's nothing too wild, but this is a horror story, so expect something bad to happen. And I hope you enjoy.
It was a spider, a big, hairy, black one, which was currently feasting on a bug. Sugar froze in shock, her body stopping in its tracks. Hot fear prickled her skin, and she had half a mind to call her uncle back down. She shot that idea down. Her scream might alert it. Besides, she couldn't take her eyes off the arachnid. Its movements were jagged and quick as it tore into its prey. The bug underneath it twitched every few seconds, and Sugar winced, grasping that it was still alive. Her heart churned with sympathy, choosing to turn her focus back onto the spider. Its hair stuck out in all directions, its long limbs arching unnaturally. Sugar creeped closer, despite her instincts shouting otherwise. She could see the inside of the bug as the spider continued its meal. When the spider made eye contact with her, she jumped most of the way out of her skin. All 8 of its eyes bored deep into her soul, tearing its way inside like the bug. "All right, I brought the rest of the boxes down. Now let's..." Whoa! Sugar's uncle came back next to her. "Ah, geez, I'm sorry, kiddo. I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't know there were any spiders down here." "Don't worry, honey." His hand grasped her shoulder, squeezing gently. "This kind of thing just happens in nature." Sugar blinked, not even realizing she was crying until the tears ran down her cheeks. Her mouth opened and closed, wanting to voice what she was feeling, but lacking the proper words. The only thing she could croak out was, "Why?" Her uncle took a long pause before responding. "Because it's hungry." Like then, Sugar felt herself transfixed from fear, and her face contorted into a horrified expression. There was Hikari, hunched over. She couldn't tell who the other body was, but the telltale sounds of squelching and bones cracking underneath teeth were clear enough. She wanted to run, to bolt out of the door, but her legs wouldn't move. Like then, she was unable to speak, the wetness of her cheeks the only way she knew she was crying. She opened her mouth, but couldn't find her voice. All that came out was a strangled noise at the back of her throat. Hikari's head jerked around, and Sugar was met with 2 beaming yellow eyes. They looked crazed, like the being whom they belonged to had completely lost herself. The friend she used stickers with and told her deepest fears to was gone, washed away by those yellow eyes. Sugar peered down to see a limb resting in Hikari's mouth, torn and ripped apart, sharp, jagged teeth protruding from her gaping maw. Sugar's breath hitched, and she struggled to get any word out. Like then, she could only manage one. Why? Hikari's mouth grew into a terrifying grin, dropping the meat, showcasing her blood-stained teeth. Her neck tilted to the side in a way that would have broken a human one. She dragged her body closer to Sugar, self-inflicted bruises patterning her skin. Sugar stumbled back, bile rising. Sentience bled back into Hikari's gaze as she whispered, I was hungry.